Welcome to the Filmcast review of Caught Stealing. I'm going to read the plot summary of this film from IMDb. Burned out ex-baseball player Hank Thompson unexpectedly finds himself embroiled in a dangerous struggle for survival amidst the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City, forced to navigate a treacherous underworld he never imagined, end quote. Devindra Hardawar, if I recall correctly, your feelings on Darren Aronofsky have been a little bit mixed in the past. Am I right about this?
No.
No?
I mean, he's had a mixed track record.
Yes.
But my feelings on him is that he is one of my favorite working directors.
He's a true artist.
He's a true artist,
and he's one of the last remaining people that are making bold original movies. Yes, his last couple films have been based out of existing properties, but like still, he's doing work that very few other people are doing work like in the cinema. Maybe the only one coming close is like Danny Boyle, Martin Scorsese.
Like his like, I am so like reminded of like when he was getting big, right? Like I saw Pie early on, and that movie blew my freaking mind. And then he did Requiem for a Dream, and that was a little bit of a misery porn thing for me. But you know what a powerful film! The Fountain, The Wrestler, and Black Swan, like just like banger after banger. This guy could do no wrong for a long while, and then it got a little more mixed. I really liked Mother, and there was some to like about Noah. We did review Noah. And that was just like a very confused film. I liked Mother, even though it's kind of mess. The Whale really broke my heart. Just in terms of like, I found very little to like about that movie. It felt like all affectation and all like Oscar baity, again, misery porn type stuff. Like I didn't click with any bit of that. So here to say, it's kind of nice to see that Darren Aronofsky is like having fun. Maybe he needs a paycheck, maybe he needs to make a little money to make up for his last few years of like not making much. But I had a lot of fun with this movie. Did I tell you guys that you still live in New York?
Yeah? Once or twice.
You have mentioned it on occasion.
Yeah. That joke actually does ring true. But it's very specific.
I thought about making it a Devindra-centric joke, but I was like, that might be too personal.
Good.
Don't want to pull a Jeff Kanata at the movie theater with Baby, Go ahead, Devindra.
But this movie starts with things that I just genuinely love. And I was like, oh man, Aronofsky, you were back in Pie mode. You were back like making like a grungy movie in the Lower East Side / Chinatown like side. And I got those vibes again. Because this movie starts in things I love, like really, really late at night at a Lower East Side bar. I remember those days. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to wander that city at an ungodly hour and how magical and cool it can be. So this movie is really caught up in a lot of that. I had a lot of fun with this. I think like the thing is like I could never quite buy Austin Butler as a normal person. The thing is, when you've been taking so many like roles where you had to like transform your body and yourself to be this like this godly thing, like in Dune, he is sort of like a super villain. The bike riders, like he was doing a very specific affectation for Elvis. Like he could not get out of Elvis mode, it seemed like, for a couple of years after that movie. So to see him just play a guy is a little like jarring. Like I had to like wrap my mind around that. I think like overall, like this is a really I saw somebody on Twitter describe it as a 5-star, 3-star movie. This is a movie that's not really about much. This is a very simple crime thriller. This does not even go to the level of like early Coen brothers, right? This is a very like, this is normal person got into this situation, shit gets out of hand. The thing about it though, is it's Darren Aronofsky, and he cannot phone it in. Like Darren Aronofsky, we got to get a shot of this guy's fire escape, right? It's like a drone shot through the building, and it's beautifully symmetrical. These two people are about to make love. Darren Aronofsky. It's a long shot. They're like feral animals. They're just like clawing each other. It's using the full width of the wide screen. This movie is so well made that I couldn't help but love it, even though I think it's ultimately not about much. Like it's I have issues with where this movie goes, with kind of who dies in it, and I don't think like it ends up in a place that feels really fulfilling, at least for like whatever arc you're trying to go through with this main character. That didn't quite hit for me. But as a ride of a thriller, like I had a lot of fun with it. I love the setting. I love his shitty apartment. I love his relationship with Zoe Kravitz, and oh my god, Zoe Kravitz in this movie. Everything about this movie is just like a ton of fun. Just like it hits all the things I'd want to see from like if Darren Aronofsky were make something like Snatch. You know, it's kind of one of those. It's a little over the top, but it's also exceedingly well made, and there's heart and effort put into it. So I gotta admire that. It's not my favorite Aronofsky. I don't think it's a particularly like. I like Snatch a lot more. I think that's a much more daring and inventive movie than this one. But for what it is, it's pretty good. So I like Caught Stealing.
Jeff Canada, your thoughts on Darren Aronofsky's Caught Stealing?
Well, Dave, I guess you could say my thoughts on Darren Aronofsky's Caught Stealing are best summed up in the form of a limerick.
Let's hear it, Jeff.
Like Lollapalooza and Perry Farrell, or Allison Chains' Jerry Cantrell. It may not be his greatest, but in Aronofsky's latest, the 90s are alive and well.
Well played.
Nice.
Well played. Very good.
This is a 90s ass movie that's set in the 90s.
Ass movie. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the kind of movie that I, loved. I loved. This is true romance. Mm-hmm. This is like all of the post Tarantino, let's just cram this full of wacky characters and put our people in increasingly dire situations with the criminal underworld and all of the weird denizens of that world played by actors just doing wacky fun things. That's this movie. And I agree with Devindra. I had a blast with it. It's the kind of movie that we got in the 90s where like you got these super A-list stars like doing a bit part because they get to put on a wacky accent or do some cool thing. And that this movie is just full of people. It's like Aronofsky.
It's Snatch all over again.
It's Snatch, right? It's true romance. It's all of those movies that happened in that sort of Miramax era of the mid 90s. That was sort of after Reservoir Dogs and particularly after Pulp Fiction, where it was like everybody wanted to make this kind of movie. It was gritty. It was weird. People have quirks, like Tarantino quirks of all the little characters talking about pop culture or whatever it is. That's how this movie feels to me. And, because it's Darren Aronofsky, we have like Liev Schreiber showing up and, Regina King showing up and, like all these huge actors just being a small little part of this movie, because why not cast literally, Matt Smith as just a side character. It's like, it's all very fun. It all plays out in a very fun way. I completely agree with Devindra that there are flourishes, Aronofsky flourishes, like that shot you'd mentioned in the, going down the fire escape is like, oh, it's just gorgeous for 2 seconds. And who does that? And there's lots of fun. It's kinetic. It goes. It's it is a fun, sort of what would you do in this situation of what I like. Honestly, what I like most about it is, as unbelievable as Austin Butler is as an everyman, I like that this character is continually trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes in these movies, you'll get into these situations and they're like, you're an idiot. Just call the police. And in this movie, he literally is just like, I'm going to call the police. Like, what I should do right now is literally call 911. Like, that's the answer to this problem is get out of it. And I like that, obviously that also doesn't work to get him out of it, but at least he's trying to do the thing that I would be trying to do in that situation, I appreciate that in a movie where it's like, he's not trying to be a hero. He's not trying to do something stupid or take advantage of. He literally just wants all of this to end, just stop. And how do I get it to stop? What do I do? It's great. So on a plot level, the movie moves, it's fun. And there's great actors doing really fun, goofy things. This is a good time at the movies. And the fact that it's set in the 90s, has 90s music, and feels like a 90s movie, chef's kiss for me, because
opens with a shot of the World Trade Centers. Like, by the way, we're back in time here, okay? Like, we're a very specific place here. Old tech, old phones. Love to see it.
I mean, let's just talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just the fact that no one had smartphones, I think, really contributed to the plot of this movie, right? Because
not everybody had cell phones either, so it's actually rare that most of these people had one. Yeah,
you could just vanish, like you could just vanish into the night, with whatever in your possession that is, and that's like kind of this idea that doesn't really exist anymore because there's so much surveillance and so many devices, and it's like you can't really vanish in the same way. Certainly not in New York City, you couldn't. So I did find that part of the plot useful to kind of furthering the story.
So many fun little touches, right? Your living room could just be a 13-inch TV with a stack of VHS tapes around.
Yeah.
Yes. I live that. Yes. Yeah.
I had a great time with this film. I think it's highly enjoyable. It is, I would describe it as Darren Aronofsky's most entertaining film and his least interesting one. Right?
Yeah,
I think
that's appropriate. Yeah.
There's not really that many interesting ideas going on here. You're really
he didn't write this to be clear.
He didn't write this. It's based off of
thing.
Charlie Huston's book, who also wrote the script. And really, the movie is about Austin Butler's character's personal growth. That's it. It's all for that character to go through and experience and learn some things along the way.
So many people have to die for this one
character
character to have
a lot of people need to get hurt and die for that to occur, but that's kind of what the purpose of the movie is. But I had a great time watching this. I was never bored. And I'll say one other thing about what I think is really great about the film is there is a really memorable set of villains in this film. And not only are they memorable, they have a level of viciousness that I think we're not typical. Like I'm like scared of these characters. They're not real people, right? But I'm scared of these characters and what they represent. And it's not that often that I'm terrified by villains from any kind of movie. But these are like truly amoral characters, very similar to the villain in Unknown Number on Netflix. And yeah,
getting real unknown number vibes from
the real unknown number vibes from this movie, Caught Stealing.
That short Ukrainian guy in this, with that like pit bull looking,
the bald guy,
Ukrainian dude in this is so great. Like
he's Russian. They're Russian.
They're Russian. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he called them out as specifically
they
speaking Ukrainian.
He was corrected. Yeah.
Oh, he's corrected. Okay. Well, I wasn't until now. But anyway, he's great. And
he's great.
Just that character's great. That all the like this insanity, and you just feel like there's no reasoning with that human being. There's that human
wild
being
animal. Like he's shouting like American idioms at him while also like, and when he's in a fight, like he fights like a pit bull. Like the guy has like a bullet, bald head, and at one point he just like slams Austin Butler into the wall with it, like a Street Fighter character.
Yeah, no spoilers, but there's a moment where he's on the subway and he's not, and he tries to use his head to break into the subway, and I was like,
he's a Street Fighter character.
God, it's unhinged.
The only other thing I would say I have a gripe with about this film is Austin Butler, not just his presence, which you've already commented on as being he has a lot of star wattage, but I just think he's really nonchalant about everything that goes on in this film.
Oh yeah,
like he is really unbothered. Like there's stuff in this film that if it happened to me, it would be the defining event of my life. Like I would divide my life into before and after that thing happened. And there's
kind of did for him.
Many of those things that happen to Austin Butler in this film, and he doesn't seem to be very bothered by a lot of them, or he does not have the same level of alarm that I would have, and I'll just leave it at that.
I think that's that's more of a function of the actor than the character. It seems, he's bringing this like this James Dean, joie de vivre to the role.
You could see the character playing as much more worried, about stuff, but they chose not to play it that way.
There's, I mean, we'll talk about this in spoilers, but there's one specific scene where like he is genuinely shocked. I'm like, okay. I believe that. Yeah. I believe that a lot.
Well, let's get to it right now. So anyway, overall, we had a great time with Caught Stealing. It is fun. It is a great time at the theater. It is inessential, but still worth checking out and an interesting oddity in Darren Aronofsky's filmography. Let's get to spoilers for Caught Stealing starting right now. So, of course, we're in spoiler section now for Caught Stealing, and the moment where it becomes really real
Yeah.
is when Zoe Kravitz's character is shot in the head, and I literally like wasn't sure if I believed it. I was like, "Is this
Yes.
some kind of
Yeah.
Are you going to
stage?"
do this?
Because the movie has dedicated so much time to their relationship, and there's just like
Yeah.
really intense sex scene that happens at the beginning, and it's like, oh, you really buy that these two are into each other, and then for her to just be dead, I think it's not even halfway through the movie, right? It's like around the halfway point.
Yeah.
Truly shocking, and you kind of
It kind
understand
of
how
bothered me
serious.
too. Like it is shocking, and his reaction to it, like Austin Butler, that whole scene where he is just like trying to hold it together. Like that is the moment where like his like James Dean facade.
Yeah, that's when
kinda
it's like,
cracks a
oh
little
yes,
bit.
this is really for real. I've cost someone
This
their
is
life.
really
by-
for real.
Yeah.
It does bother me. Like I don't think actually that's other than being a motivating factor for him. It's a real fridged woman situation where it's like she dies only for all this to happen. It was like by the time you get to the end of the movie, I'm like, it's not really this is not really a nice ending. It's this is the best ending he could really come up with, like given the situation he's in. But it's like I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good for him. I don't know about the personal
His mom,
growth there.
Laura Dern, didn't die. Like that's kind of
His mom.
That's
yeah,
the
didn't
best
die.
ending you could have for this one.
Did you clock her voice immediately on the phone? Because like that's
No.
Laura Dern. That's Laura
No.
Dern on the phone. So it's really funny to get the little bit of the credit scene there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devindra, that had occurred to me as well, and I think yes, the idea of Zoe Kravitz being fridged for this film, okay, it kind of bothers me. I mean, really, I think it's less about that one character being fridged and more about just lots of people dying.
Well, lots of people dying, but also like every
who, like,
every
die as
person
a
of color
direct
around
result.
him. Yeah.
Die as a direct result of his actions. Like his boss
Yes.
at the bar, he didn't even remember correctly. Like it was because he got drunk and he didn't remember correctly, so he got his boss killed.
His boss and the bouncer and his best friend, which is the guilt he's dealing with. Yeah.
And he never like reckons with that really. Like yes, he like brings it up, but there's never really a taking of responsibility and a reckoning for that. And in my opinion, or whatever is in the movie is insufficient. As far as
I think a better movie would have wrapped around the guilt he felt about his friend dying with like all of this. Like what am I? What kind of person am I? And for him to like get away scot-free with the money is like, I don't know if that's great or not.
There's a way to do this movie where he doesn't get all these people killed, like where they're just like injured or inconvenienced, but like they all get killed, and so
they're dead.
In my opinion, that raises my expectations for what lesson we're going to learn from all this.
Yes,
right. Like
yes, I agree.
And I don't think the movie meets that. Sadly, to justify all this carnage. You need to have like, oh, that was a really important life lesson that guy learned.
His lesson was, yeah, I did kill my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna take this money and go. I'm gone. That's it.
Yeah.
All the scenes are really well done though. Like the whole thing of him going to the bar, like while the boss and the bouncer are doing coke. That scene's gonna go bad, but the whole thing with the safes, like you're waiting for the gun. You're waiting for the boss to do something.
Yeah, it's really well done.
That whole why did the boss open the door? Just you're in a safe. You're in a safe area with like a little slit to say. And it's there's so many things where I'm like, oh, I wish these characters made better decisions sometimes.
He killed his gecko.
Killed his gecko.
Yeah,
You can't stand for that.
The animal cruelty in this movie. Yeah.
I don't disagree with anything you guys have said. I think the movie has flaws. It's just so fun, and it's like it's kind of working on a level of goofiness almost. That we're watching the Hasids go in, and it's just we're just having fun. Like
we're having lunch with their mom. Yeah.
It's I have a hard time sort of holding it to a higher standard because it doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything other than giving me that visceral kind of 90s crime movie thrill, and it does that well, I think.
I think like the end of Pulp Fiction, right? Which is, hey, a lot of people die for Bruce Willis to get off, scot-free. But you also, some of it feels earned, some of it feels justified. And it's like, also, he is a bad person. He's not like a great dude. Whereas this movie is like, oh yeah, this is this poor guy who's dealing with, his career that ended, his guilt over his friend. He does not really reckon with any of it, or with the fact that he is also his own decisions are causing a lot of these things, and I wish it sat more with that. And you got that in Pulp Fiction, you got that in Snatch, you got that in a lot of these movies that were essentially trifling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the idea that his superpower that gets him out of it, the thing he uses at the end, his crane kick, as it were,
His super fists. Yeah.
Is the thing that killed his best friend, is the crashing the car on purpose.
I know how to crash a car in such a way that it kills
real
people.
good.
I've done this before. I know how to do this. It's a little.
That's why he didn't
weird.
want to drive again. He knew he would have to do that move, especially the next time he drove a car. Yeah.
And I also, I don't buy when they're like, "Hey man, slow down. What are you doing? Maybe put your seatbelt on, bro. Maybe that's the moment where you
maybe put your seatbelt on." It was the 90s. People barely wore seatbelts. That is a big thing. Just like, yeah, I do remember that because I had to tell that to friends as we started driving early on. I'm gonna pull the New Yorker move, by the way. This movie does do a good job of like charting around the city. Like you get the they're back at the World's Fair Globe thing, which is the end of Men in Black. Really fun to see a chase through there and that whole situation. It's cool. It's you get to see different aspects of New York. Then he takes the bus down to Brighton and down to like Coney Island. That's where you get to like the Russian area, and that's where that whole shootout happens. Like it's kind of a cool tour of the city in many ways.
Yeah. I thought the movie looked amazing. I believe Matthew Libatique was the cinematographer. He's worked with Darren Aronofsky for virtually every single film other than a couple.
They're bros.
Right, all the way back to Pi, I believe. And so it's just a really beautiful movie. Looks great, really captures the vibes of what it was like to be in New York at the time. And also like there's just so much variety in the settings that they are in this film. Like I couldn't believe we saw inside the wedding at the end. It's like there is a wedding that you see for, I'm going to say, no more than 30 seconds of screen time. And they did a whole wedding with like all these extras and so on. It's like, wow, you really didn't need to do that. You could just show them like entering it from the outside and then the explosion. But they actually took, and so I think it was really important for him to give you a sense of the place. I also love that the two guys, Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio's characters, drive a Privia minivan, a Toyota Privia minivan with wood trim.
Yeah. Well, wood trim was everywhere.
My parents used to drive a Privia around everywhere. And I have a lot of great memories of going to cello lessons in that car. And
murdering
I don't know why they
everyone.
discontinued those. I mean, they look ugly as sin, but they are very, very practical. So,
well, it's a fun swerve because the first time you meet them and they drive up in that, you're like, oh, these guys aren't the scary monsters they've been made out to be. And then you realize, oh no, they are. They are.
Yeah.
Here's my question. At the very end of the film, I did think it was a nice moment when he pulls out the lighter, and they dedicate so much attention to the lighter at the beginning of the movie. And
Chekhov's not gun.
Right, Chekhov's not gun. Didn't he think that they killed Zoe Kravitz's character already though?
He did before, but I think the logic was, oh, the cop killed somebody point blank. It was likely the cop.
So maybe it was Regina
Somebody
King's character. And then he convinced himself that they didn't do it, but then eventually he discovers that they did do it. Yeah,
that moment is so chilling too. The way Liev Schreiber plays that moment, with where he's just like, "Well, fuck, I said it. I'm not going to deny it. There's nothing he can do about it." Now, are you gonna make this into a thing, or are we cool? It's like it's such a great moment.
Yeah. But I kept looking for something more significant behind everything, and really, when you find out the meaning behind everything, it's Matt Smith's character is just like, oh yeah, my dad had a heart attack and I had to go, and then everyone got really pissed off at me. Like that's literally the whole plot. There's no other
everything.
That's
broader significance.
You could have left a voice. You could have called somebody and been like, "Hey, I got to leave for a couple days."
Left a voicemail.
Don't freak out.
Movie doesn't happen. That's
right.
If he called and left a voicemail, so
many people would have been still alive.
Yeah. It's he happened to be hiding the key in the cat thing, and he happened to need somebody to actually take care of his cat.
Right.
All of that stuff feels so those 90s movies where it's just like, hey man, this whole thing could have not happened, but it did.
But it did. And here we are talking about it.
Here we are.
So
I want to this is a great movie to watch for just like, you didn't have to go that hard, Darren Aronofsky. Like the opening shot at the baseball field
Yeah.
out from like home base essentially
Right.
to a wide shot. I think lots of probably good drone photography
Yeah.
here. But the composition of so many shots are so really well done. It's like, yeah, Aronofsky and Matthew Libatique just want to have fun. Like they're this is a simple chase through Chinatown. It's a foot chase, but it's also kind of shot as like a one shot, and it's kind of cool what he runs into, and it's cool like how he's
Yeah.
running and how we cover everything. When they drive over the bridge into Brooklyn, it is kind of cool that they actually match the shots correctly of them where as they're going over the bridge. It's not just like random, bridge footage. It is them you slowly see them approaching all the correct buildings and everything. It's like that little extra layer of specificity, just to look like it's shot properly, right? Like you're actually going from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Nobody notices, but it's cool that they go that hard.
I also like the fact that he's a California kid, right? He was going to Santa Rosa, I think it was, or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when this accident happens in his past, he literally moves as far away from that as one can, right? He flees to the other side of I think it's a lovely character thing. It's subtle, but it's this guy's been running, and the whole point is he's been running from his whole life, and so he's only here because it's the farthest point he can get from where he was. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end of the movie, he finally learns the lesson that he's been trying to learn this whole time. Don't drink, because he has gotten so many people killed as a result of it. He got his friend killed, and even he got his friend killed and ended his career. And that was
Didn't
not
stop
enough
him.
to get him to stop drinking. So he's like, okay, losing a kidney, not enough, but getting Zoe Kravitz killed, that is the arbitrary line that he draws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Whatever. At the end of the day, we had a good time with this one, and it is really impressive that Darren Aronofsky made a movie. And we hope he keeps making movies, because he's a really interesting filmmaker. So I'm hoping this movie is not doing great at the box office. It made like $6-7 million this weekend, but I hope it does well enough that he gets enough juice to make his next thing, because
and make his own things. Like this is essentially a book adaptation. So
right. And
more original ideas.
His last movie was a play adaptation, right?
Yeah.
So he's been making these kind of like really low budget films, and that's cool. But yeah, I hope he gets enough money to do something really out there and interesting again. So
he's a director who gets like paranoid energy so well, like in
Pie,
like in Pie, like everything, basically everything. But I think of like Mother, of how that movie was such a specific anxiety fever dream, and it's sort of like, man, I would love to see him in that mode again, especially as the world is getting crazier.
Yeah.
I would love to see
my favorite Aronofsky film of all time, and it's not close, is The Wrestler. I love that movie so very much.
It's great.
Yeah.
My favorite Aronofsky movie is The Fountain, for sure. No question. It's so wild to imagine what that movie would have been, right? Because it was originally going to be $70 million starring Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
$70-80 million starring Brad Pitt, and then Brad Pitt left, and they had to redo it, and he still made it happen. The guy has had a lot of trouble getting funding for his films. Like,
and then he gets the big budget and he makes Noah, and people are like, "Oh, I'm not giving you money again."
Well, Noah made a lot of money worldwide. I'm surprised that
I just remember that was
$360 million worldwide. So it's like I think that's one of his biggest successes, right up there with Black Swan. So
I want to rewatch Noah.
Anyway, yeah. All right.
Black Swan had a re-release recently too. Well, all the stuff is worth watching. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video of the Filmcast. Check out these other videos that we have available, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get other videos from us in the future.
You can also go to thefilmcast.com to catch all of our audio podcast versions of all of our episodes.
And support this podcast at patreon.com/filmpodcast, where you can sign up for ad-free episodes and exclusive After Darks.
Thanks so much to everyone who makes the Filmcast possible.